नमस्कार दोस्तों। आज हम बात कर रहे हैं एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक। उसके ऊपर हम ऐसे लेंगे आज। और वो टॉपिक है जो आपकी स्क्रीन पर आप देख रहे हैं। वो टॉपिक है रेगुलेटिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, अ ग्लोबल चैलेंज। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को रेगुलेट करने में जो ग्लोबल चैलेंज है उसके बारे में हम एक ऐसे लिख रहे हैं आज। AI यानी कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस has moved from the realm of science fiction into everyday reality, reshaping industries, economies, and societies. From self-driving cars and generative chatbots to predictive healthcare systems and algorithmic finance, AI promises unprecedented benefits, yet this very potential brings risks, bias, privacy violations, misinformation, labor disruption, and even national security threats. Unlike earlier technologies, AI evolves rapidly and often in unpredictable directions, raising urgent questions of governance. The global challenge lies in developing regulatory systems that encourage innovation while safeguarding fundamental rights and international stability. This essay examines why regulating AI is difficult, the approaches adopted by different regions, the risks of fragmented regulation, and the urgent need for global cooperation. Why regulating AI is difficult? Regulating AI is not simply about writing rules. It is about governing a technology that is highly dynamic, multifaceted, and embedded in diverse contexts. Several challenges make this task uniquely complex. And what are these challenges? The first is rapid innovation. AI tools evolve faster than governments can legislate. By the time a law is drafted, the underlying technology may have already changed. The second challenge is opacity and complexity. Many AI models, especially deep learning systems, operate as black boxes, making it difficult to explain how they reach conclusions. This complicates accountability. Third challenge is global reach. AI products cross borders instantly. A chatbot developed in California may influence elections in Africa, while a facial recognition tool in China may impact global privacy norms. Dual use nature. AI can be applied for both beneficial and harmful purposes. A medical imaging AI may save lives, but the same technology could be adapted for surveillance or warfare. Balancing innovation and risk. Excessive regulation might stifle innovation, while weak oversight risk harm to individuals, economies, and democratic institutions. Now, let us see what are the various regions' approaches towards regulation of the AI. Regional approaches to AI regulation. The first and foremost in this is European Union, that is EU, and the approach of EU is a risk-based approach. The European Union, that is EU, has emerged as a leader in AI governance. Its proposed AI Act Its proposed AI Act categorizes all AI applications into risk levels, that is minimal, limited, high, and unacceptable. High risk systems, such as those in healthcare, transportation, or recruitment, face strict requirements for transparency, data quality, and accountability. Unacceptable uses like social scoring by governments, are outright banned. United States, that is US has adopted market-led innovation. The United States of America, that is US, has taken a decentralized sector-specific approach rather than one comprehensive law. AI oversight is spread across agencies like the FDA, SEC, FDA for healthcare, SEC for finance, and FTC for consumer protection. The US strategy prioritizes innovation and global competitiveness, reflecting its reflecting its vibrant tech sector. However, the absence of a unified federal framework raises concerns about uneven protections and ethical lapses. Now let us talk about China. China has adopted state-controlled regulation. China views AI as central to its national strategy and global influence. Regulations emphasizes data sovereignty, national security, and state control. The government has issued rules requiring algorithmic transparency for recommendation systems and limiting AI use in generating misinformation. At the same time, AI is deeply integrated into state surveillance, raising concerns about authoritarian overreach. Other regions, countries like Canada, Japan, and Singapore, are experimenting with soft law approaches, issuing voluntary guidelines and ethical principles to balance the flexibility with the responsibility. Developing nations, meanwhile, face the dual challenge of adopting AI while building basic digital infrastructure, making regulation even harder. Now, what is the risk of this different laws, or different approaches for legislation? We can say that it is a fragmented regulation. Now, what does the fragmented regulation carry as risk? Risk of fragmentation, risk of fragmented regulation. While regional differences reflect the local priorities, fragmented regulation poses global challenges. And what are these challenges? The first is regulatory arbitrage. Companies may relocate to jurisdiction. Companies may relocate to jurisdictions jurisdic, jurisdictions jurisdictions with weaker rules, undermining protections globally. The second challenge is trade barrier. Divergent AI standards could complicate cross-border trade, much like conflicting product safety standards. Global security risk, uneven rules for AI in cybersecurity, autonomous weapons, or misinformation could destabilize international relations. The fourth challenge is unequal benefits. Countries with weaker regulations may face exploitation, while wealthier nations consolidate AI dominance. Now, key areas requiring regulation. The first thing we have to look after is bias and fairness. AI often reflects biases in training data, leading to discrimination in hiring, leading, or policing. Regulations must mandate fairness audits and diverse databases. Second is database. Second is protections. transparency, and explainability. Users and regulators need to understand how AI systems make decisions, particularly in high stakes areas like mo- like healthcare and or criminal justice. The third challenge is data privacy. AI depends on massive data sets, raising concerns about surveillance and consent. Strong data protection laws similar to the EU's GDPR are essential. Accountability and liability. If an autonomous vehicle causes an accident, who is responsible? The developer, the user, or the manufacturer? Laws must clarify liability. Misinformation and deepfakes. AI generated fake media threatens democracy and public trust. Regulations must address authenticity verification and watermarking. AI in warfare. Autonomous weapons raise ethical and security dilemmas. International treaties may be needed to limit their development and deployment. Now, why there is a need for global cooperation for AI? AI's borderless nature reflect AI's borderless nature makes unilateral regulation insufficient, just as climate change requires international treaties. AI generated AI generated from AI generated AI's borderless nature makes unilateral regulation insufficient, just as climate change requires international treaties. AI governance demands global cooperation. International standards. Organizations like OECD, UNESCO, and the International Organization for Standardization, that is ISO, are working on common AI principles. International standards, we have already covered this. Global trade agreements, AI standards could be embedded into trade pacts to ensure interoperability and fairness. Cross border research, collaborative projects can share best practices in ethical AI development. Global watchdogs, a specialized international body akin to the International Atomic Energy Agency for nuclear power, could oversee high-risk AI applications across the globe. We must balance innovation with responsibility. Now, let us see what we have to say in balancing innovation and responsibility. Effective regulation must strike a delicate balance. Too much restriction risks slowing innovation and pushing startups out of business, while too little oversight risks harm to human rights, security, and democracy. One promising path is adaptive regulation, rules that evolve as technology does. Sandboxes where companies test AI under regulatory supervision allow innovation without compromising safety. Public engagement is equally important. Citizens should have a voice in the shaping of AI rules since they are directly affected by its applications. Ethical principles like fairness, accountability, and transparency must guide regulation, but these must be backed by enforceable laws. Now, let us conclude our essay. Regulating AI is one of the most pressing global challenges of the 21st century. The stakes are immense. AI could accelerate economic growth, improve healthcare, and combat climate change, but it could also deepen inequalities, undermine democracy, and escalate conflicts. Current regional approaches from the EU's rights focused framework to China's state driven control reflect diverse priorities, but without coordination, the world risks fragmentation. The path forward requires international collaborations, adaptive governance, and a shared commitment to human rights and ethical innovation. AI should not be left to evolve unchecked, nor should it be smothered by fear-driven restrictions. Instead, the world must find a middle ground where innovation thrives within a framework of global responsibility. If humanity succeeds, AI will be remembered not as a force of division, but as a technology that, when wisely governed, strengthened global cooperation and advanced human progress. So, this was the essay on regulation of AI, a global challenge. We hope that you have found this essay very interesting, interactive, and very convincing and promising. You are welcome to share the link of this video to your friends and dears and brothers and sisters so that they also can get the benefit of such a beautiful essay written on global India's regulating artificial intelligence and the global exchange global challenge. Waheguru.